When you come here, try as much as you can to learn those soft skills. Like I was talking to my brother was like, oh, people don't really understand the importance of soft skills. Like I said, I was having a conversation with my colleague and I was telling her, oh, I feel like communication is a very big gap that we need to fill as international students or people that came into this country. And the more you learn to be intentional about that, knowing that, oh, because I speak maybe fluent English, doesn't mean that there are not other things that I need to learn. There are ways in which people respond here. There are statements people make that when you say them, they are confused because that is not what they are used to hearing. Hey guys, my name is Marianne. For those who are tuning in for the first time, you are highly welcome. For my returning subscribers, thank you for always watching my videos. Like I see you guys comment and I feel like I just know for the fact that you guys are watching, and I really do appreciate that you get to follow me, watch, subscribe, and even share. Like I see the number of times my videos are shared and I know that yeah, I am indeed building a community, and I'm really grateful for all the love that is being shown. Thank you for the encouragement, thank you for the criticism and all of that. In this particular video, I'm just remaking a video that I have made before, but I felt like, oh, there are lots of points that I did not put into it, so I decided to do this video all over again, which is a lot of work for me because school has resumed. As you all know, I'm a second year nursing student. Yeah, in my final year. The term is just starting, so I kind of have little time here and there. Like I have um a lab class in 30 minutes time. I have to catch up with the bus, so I just decided to make this video. The reason why I'm making this video is because I just wanted to talk to international students. I wanted to talk to newcomers in Canada. You don't really have to be an international student for this video to be beneficial to you. It's just about, like, I feel like I don't even know how to address this, but I feel like maybe it's the soft skills that we have to have as newcomers into a new country. It doesn't really matter if it's Canada you're coming into or any country. As an immigrant, especially from any country, any country you're coming from, regardless of what your first language may be, like in my case, I'm Nigerian and my first language is English, right? It still doesn't mean that when you come here, you still not have one or two challenges as to how the community that you're coming into act, their behavior, their culture, and everything. So this video is specific, is just, you know, to call our attention to these differences that we have and how we are going to like try as much as we can to integrate into the system as new immigrants, as international students, like in my case. You know, coming from Nigeria, I don't really do badly in English, as you can tell. Like I have a channel and I speak English, even though it's not like perfect English, I speak English, you know. And I feel like I've gotten to that level where if I say that if I'm asked in any learning opportunity or anywhere I find myself, I'm asked what are the things you feel like you want us to work on, I always say communication. Not because I can't speak English, you know, or because I can't talk one-on-one, but because I have realized that the way that I communicate in my home country, the way that I interact with people in my home country is totally different from what I'm experiencing in this country that I am in right now. You know, I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues and I told her that I feel like communication is a very big barrier, especially in any career. Like I have heard new immigrants losing their jobs because of maybe accent. Now you would say, oh, that's being racist. We shouldn't encourage that. People are allowed to speak the way they are allowed to speak, yes. But remember, this is someone's business, and if the person continues to get complaint of, oh, I don't understand what this person is saying, I don't understand what this person is saying, the person might just, you know, decide to like terminate whatever contract it is that you have with them, or in another word, fire you, because obviously there are other people who can speak in the language or in the accent or in a way that the people, their customers, can understand. So I have read articles online about maybe different forums where people lose their job because of how they talk. Now, the kind of comments that I see on those kind of posts has to do with, oh, please, that's their business, they will never stop being racist and all of that. But to be honest, that is not really the case. I feel like as international students, I feel like as new immigrants, you should try as much as you can to imbibe some of the things that you come here to meet. I am not like I'm talking now. This is like basically how I speak in Nigeria. If you know me, like not when I'm speaking pidgin, like I speak fluent pidgin. But when I'm like having serious conversations, maybe professional conversations, this is my normal way of talking. So, and when I meet my clients here, like I work in a hospital, like everyone knows, I'm also a nursing student, which is like the most important aspect why I'm making this video. When I interact with my clients, it is completely different. Like when I moved in, when I came in here newly, I obviously have a white roommate. When I came in here, she spoke English, obviously, but it took me time to really understand what she was saying, not because she was speaking too fast or because of anything. I wasn't really grabbing what she was saying fast. Why? Because that is not what I am used to hearing. That is not the way that I'm used to hear people like I'm used to. That's not how I'm used to hearing people speak, you know. So that you can't say now that she isn't speaking English or she's speaking too fast, because that's like how majority of the people around where I live speak. But what happened? I started integrating, I started understanding what she was saying. Now, your clients might not have the opportunity to understand you easily because they don't live with you. They are just doing business with you, and they might not be clients that you're going to meet over and over again, right? So I want you as an international student to have this kind of example in your mind. And when you come here, try as much as you can to learn those soft skills. Like I was talking to my brother was like, oh, people don't really understand the importance of soft skills. Like I said, I was having a conversation with my colleague and I was telling her, oh, I feel like communication is a very big gap that we need to fill as international students or people that came into this country. And the more you learn to be intentional about that, knowing that, oh, because I speak maybe fluent English, doesn't mean that there are not other things that I need to learn. There are ways in which people respond here. There are statements people make that when you say them, they are confused because that is not what they are used to hearing. So that is like what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying change who you are. I am not saying become something else. I am only saying try as much as you can, you know, to bring in those cultures, to learn the manner in which people around here communicate, because it's going to help you. Communication is not just key in every relationship, like we have heard that 1,000 times. Oh, communication is key. Communication is key in everything. Like I work in a hospital, I've said that 1,000,000 times, and I remember having a conversation with a client, and the client was like, oh, you're so sweet, you know, how are you able to, are you here with your family? When did you, like, we just kind of built that relationship. And obviously it didn't go above that, because obviously in my profession, you can't really have that bond with clients, right? Like when I say clients, I mean my patients, you know. So, and she was really talking, and it got to the part she was asking about my parents, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm married. And she was shocked. Oh, you don't look like, you look really young. I was like, no, I married at so age, and I'm this. She was like, you don't look this, what's your secret? And I was just laughing. And she asked about my dad. I'm like, oh, my dad is late. And she was really sick, so she managed to look at her partner. I was like, what's going on? Like, late? The partner also looked at me confused, and I'm like, yeah, he's late. And when I realized that they were having issues understanding what I was saying, because I said, oh, he died. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Your dad passed. I'm like, oh yeah, he passed. They where I'm from, late is something people say, oh, my dad is late. You kind of understand, and we relate that to death. Now they couldn't even relate it. Like they were wondering why I said he was late. They were wondering, you know. They couldn't relate it. These are some of the instances and reason why I'm like, okay, you see why we need to learn some of the vocabulary, some of the words that these people use, and put it into whatever it is that we're doing. These are examples of soft skills that will help you. Now, when you go, like, as a nurse, I really don't know. I feel like communication is really important. Now I'm just gonna make it a little bit specific to me and the kind of work that I do. Normally in Nigeria, it's normal for you to tell somebody, oh, you're going to get better, you're going to you all be well, you'll be fine, don't worry, man, you'll be fine. In the condition where I find myself as a nurse here, that is false reassurance. I cannot use such conversations anywhere. I'm really hitting on this because we have some international nurses that just write their exam all the way from Nigeria and they pass, or whatever country they are in, and they pass the NCLEX and they come here and start practicing. I've actually had a privilege to listen to some of these nurses communicate, and you will just see the difference between you that came here to study nursing and that nurse. I feel like, not to spite anybody or to make anybody feel like they have to go through so much to, begin to practice nursing, but if I am in that shoe of any international nurse, I am going to open up my mind. I'm going to try as much as I can to be humble, to listen to how people communicate in where I find myself, and to tell myself the truth, not because I feel like I can't speak English, but to tell myself that, oh, I am in a particular country and the people that I'm serving needs to understand what I am saying. They need to understand without stress what I am saying, not because they are being racist, not because they have to understand. It is because if I want to give the best form of service, then I should be working on myself to provide the best form of care. I listened to a doctor an African doctor, is a Nigerian, who has been practicing for 25 years all over the world. And this doctor said the same thing. He told us Africans that when we come here, we should try and go into the culture. He even said it like, if you can speak phonetics, speak. I have gotten to that level in my life. I have my own practice. Those things might not matter to me right now. Doesn't mean that I don't still speak in that way when I have clients coming. When I'm making videos, I speak the way I speak. But when my clients come in, I want to offer them the best form of service. One of which is making them understand easily what I am trying to pass. Why I'm hitting on this is because a lot of us come here and we feel like, oh, we're from an English-speaking country and we don't have to make amends. It's actually not true. You have to learn how to communicate here to excel in your career, whatever form of career, be it any kind of job that you're doing. Communication is really, really vital. So I am just, in this video trying to really let you know that when you come into a new country, regardless of whether your country is an English-speaking country, if your country is not an English-speaking country, please, when you come, try as much as you can to begin to learn, even if it's the basics, whatever your job is, the kind of call, if you're in customer care, try as much as you can to continue to improve. Like, I have spoken to people who are from different races, the effort they are making to, answer you, the fact that you get to hear what they are saying, that effort is enough. And most of these calls are recorded, if like in the case that you're in customer service, they are recorded. So if your employer goes back to want to listen to your video, they should see that effort, even though you cannot take away your mother tongue immediately. That effort that you're putting into place, sounding more like the citizens of whatever country you find yourself, is really, really important. I'm just sharing this video to just let all of us know the importance of humbling ourselves and imbibing the culture that we find ourselves in, be it in any country, the United States, Canada, UK, Australia, whatever country it is that you migrate into. Please try as much as you can to imbibe the culture of that country. You're not picking up everything. Pick the ones that will help you render the best service. Pick the ones that will help you render the best service, and one of which is communication. Because whether you like it or not, when you come here, one of the first things, when you go to a new country, one of the first things that you would go through before getting a job is interviewing process. And they will watch you communicate. So if you don't begin to make effort to learn the proper way of communicating, browse stuffs like this, ask AI, How do people here relate? How do they communicate? What are the normal ways of conversation? What are the normal ways of greeting? What are the ways people answer? How do you communicate therapeutically? Lots of information will come out. Try as much as you can to put in those informations that you get into your daily living. And I tell you, you will never regret doing that. I hope this video makes any meaning to you. If it does, thank you so much. Do not forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you and bye.